It's compelling, it's cutthroat, it's chaotic, it's clever, it's controversy and chaos, baby.
So yesterday, I went to Sephora and I got a couple new products. So I'm gonna be doing a full face using a couple new things. Some stuff I re-upped on, like for example, the one size, been using that, but I ran out. And then my friend got me this one size oil sucker. I have seen so many people talking about it, and I'm like afraid, but I tried it and it actually works and it's really good. You literally feel your pores being sucked though. That's the only thing.
Yeah. I like
And
the
then
makeup for everyone because I had tried the sweat one from one size. That shouldn't work.
No. And I think that's the other thing too with one
Don't
size.
work.
It's like their products I hear are good, but you have to like follow specific directions and like apply it a certain way, all these different things. It's like honestly, I just want products that are gonna work. I don't want to have to I don't want to have to follow all these different steps and directions to get the product to work. But
yeah, that's really what it is. And I'm just like, I just don't like it. And I've tried it multiple times. I've done it the way that they say and let it sit, dry down. But I feel like it's supposed to prevent sweat. And I feel like it made me sweat more. Because it's not a thin consistency. It's thick. So even if I only put it on the places I sweat, my upper lip be drenched.
Not the upper lip.
Like full-blown sweat mustache. And I just be like, this shit was $36. Why it don't work? But the makeup for everyone, it's kind of like, I guess, like the oil sucker one. I use that one and it works just fine. It doesn't get oily and I don't be sweating.
Makeup Forever is definitely an OG. Like I remember when we went to IMAX and we got all that Makeup Forever stuff.
Yes.
What year was that? 2017? 18.
I was pregnant, 17. So 18.
No, that was the second time we went, you were pregnant. The first time we went, you weren't pregnant.
Oh. Yeah. So maybe that was 17.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we went 2 years in a row. Yeah. So it's 17 and then 18.
Like, look, you can literally see
it drying. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, well,
welcome everybody.
Welcome.
We just hear yapping, you know.
That's what the Get Ready With Me is about.
Yeah, I don't even know what episode this is. 53?
5.
Oh. Well.
55.
55.
This looks insane. Like, okay.
Trust the process?
Yeah. We trust in the process. We trust in the process.
That's my new thing. But trust the process. Shrugs. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe it will work.
Yep. This is episode 55.
Okay. I feel like I feel like there's been a slow news week, but a exhausting week overall.
Hell yeah. I think like things have been going on in the news, but I've been finding myself kind of like disassociating because it's just too much, especially with like the Trump stuff and like the government stuff, all the plane crashes. Like anytime I see news posts this week, I'm like, yeah, I got to put me first, Lucius. I can't tune into this right now. I just need to see fucking ghetto shit, stuff that's gonna like distract me right now, which sounds really bad, but I feel like I've been so tapped in with like the news and like world issues. I need a break.
Overload. It's really just information overload. There's so much stuff happening. And I think I told it to you. It's just like the purpose of all of this is just to create chaos so nobody can pay attention to one thing because there's just so much shit going on.
Yeah. And I'm like, I need a break. So I've been kind of tapped out with that news. So any political or world issue things that are going on this week, I promise I probably don't know about it because truth is I'm tired. Options are few. I'm sick of it.
Yeah, it's really just been a week of more chaos. Other countries are basically just like, yeah, these motherfuckers is crazy. And what we gonna do about it? So the guy from Europe, he was kind of at like it's not the World Summit, but he was talking to the other European leaders and he was basically just like, are y'all scared or what? That's kind of what the summation of his speech. Y'all scared or not?
Like, I feel like at this point, personally, I don't know if I should be scared or not scared, because the first couple of weeks of this new presidency, I was frightened. Okay. But then the more and more time goes by, I'm just like, I don't even know what I'm supposed to be afraid of at this point because there's so much going on. So I'm, like I said, disassociating. Like, should I be scared? I don't know.
Yeah, honestly, like I don't even have nothing to say because it's kind of all a crapshoot. Nobody really knows what's going on. What's the purpose of all of this? Like, other than money,
Right.
what is the purpose? But you know what I am looking forward to? I want to see what the governor of New York does with Eric fucking Adams, because get that nigga up out of here.
Oh yeah, I think he's getting up out of here
I'm
for
like,
sure.
the first time I ever seen him, heard about him, I said he looked like he up to no good.
Mm-hmm.
He looked like he can't be trusted. Who put him in office?
That's what I'm saying.
That's a shady motherfucker.
He been looking shady boots.
And anytime I've seen him on an interview, I feel like he just be saying a bunch of shit to make it sound good. And I'm like, you really just said a whole bunch of fucking nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like a whole bunch of nothing.
I feel like he just want to be a celebrity.
He do. He just want to be at a day party.
Huh?
He just want to be at a fucking day party with ass shaking over his eggs. That's it. I don't really feel like being in office is his thing.
Yeah, no.
But I just found it to be just very disgusting because it's like New York City is pretty much the epicenter for all immigration. Always has been. If you were an immigrant to the country, you had to go through Ellis Island to even get in the country. So it's like the fact that you, the mayor of New York City, probably what the largest or second largest, like by population city in the country.
Yeah.
You are literally helping the administration round up immigrants, whether legally or illegally. No matter how they're here, I'm like, you're crippling your own economy. That doesn't make fucking sense. I'm like,
he doesn't care.
All because you a crook.
Yeah, I was about to say he's just worried about what he got going on.
I'm just like, yeah, I can't stand people like that.
Yeah, and I just feel like people like that should not be in, public office. And granted, everybody has their own motives, which is fine, but at least be for the people while you're trying to, do whatever it is you're trying to do.
Yeah, because I even look at it like DC's old mayor, like long time ago, Marion Barry. Like everybody know Marion Barry was on them drugs. Them drugs had him in choco. But if you talk to anybody from DC that was alive when Marion Barry was he was the mayor, they only have positive things to say. They were like, oh yeah, I had a summer job. Like I had mad shit going on when he was in office.
See?
And I'm just like, you could still be with the bullshit, but at least do your job. Nobody will say nothing if you did your job. If you did your job, you provided for the people that you're supposed to serve. Nobody would give a fuck what you do in your personal life. I guarantee you, nobody would give a fuck that Eric Adams is corrupt. Nobody would care.
No, because
if he was really doing shit, nobody would care.
Because it's like everybody is corrupt at this point in the game. Like, who is not corrupt?
Just it's like the lesser of two evils. Like, you could do what you do, and I get what I need. We straight. I can give a fuck less about. Because really, I think a lot of people, and I guess it's the reality for most people, is the things that really kind of go on in government don't touch your everyday life.
No.
Or it's kind of like the way government works. It's not going to affect you right now. It'll happen 4 years, and nobody is thinking about what's going to happen in 4 years or what's going to happen when the term is over. But I think with this presidency and just everything surrounding, it's just like, it's one of those things where everything is like immediate, and it's like, whoa.
So you kind of have to, you have to be concerned.
Paying attention. It's like it does concern you because it's happening in real time. You're seeing the effects of it in real time. I was like, oh no, Jesus.
Which is crazy because I think in general in life, like nobody at their big grown age should be making immediate decisions like that. Like, let this simmer and marinate a little bit,
Girl, they're just also unhinged, unwell. It's got to be like. I can't see it any other way. There's mental illness running around. It has to be like that's the only way I can. That's the only way I can justify what's happening. It's just like it's giving mental illness.
Yeah, like just doing shit.
It's giving mental illness on all fronts, all parties. I'm like, yo, what kind of crazy ass society do we live in? But anyway, I know you always heard like in the spirit of Tamera. I just can't believe that Tamera Mowry is just openly married to a racist. And it's just like every time he opens his mouth, he just keeps doubling down. You are really a fucking racist.
Yeah.
You are really a fucking racist. Married to a black woman, which now I'm just like, Tamera,
She
what's
doesn't
going
identify as
on?
black. That's the biggest difference between her and Tia. Tia identifies as a black woman. Tamera identifies as biracial.
So white.
Exactly. She can't say she's white because she's not white. She's biracial. But she identifies with being biracial. And we know that.
Yeah. It's just sad because it's just like your husband finds means to embarrass you, and it's just like you're never gonna beat the white man's wife allegations. Like that's always gonna be
the white man's whore.
Yes, like I will never forget her crying on national television, like, and they call me the white man's wife, the white man's whore, and I'm just like,
Well, are you?
you know, it kind of
the only way that you could be called that is if your said white husband is actually a racist or a bigot. And is he?
Yeah.
It looks like he is.
It's giving he is. It's giving he fucking
he is.
So for those of you who don't know, Tamera Mowry's husband, Housley, however the fuck you say his name, whatever.
I think it's Housley.
Housley. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He is a former Fox News anchor. So that already tells you. That's the preface right there.
Mm-hmm.
He used to work for Fox. And he gets on the internet. He gets on Beyonce's internet and starts basically condemning people who receive food stamps. So he wrote this long post about how when he was a kid, he grew up working in grocery stores and he would see people use like buying junk food with their food stamps, but going to the customer service desk to buy cigarettes and alcohol with cash. And this comes after this comes after this newest administration wanting to basically control what you can and cannot buy with food stamps. Like specifically,
why do we care?
One, there's already limitations on what you can purchase with it. At least it used to be. I don't know if the rules have changed. You used to not be able to buy hot food.
Yeah, hot food, crab legs, shit like that.
Yeah, so it's just like you couldn't do that. So now it's just like he's said this, and it's just like you've never received food stamps in your life,
or have you?
He's never received food stamps a day in his life. He's never received food stamps, and it just comes off as racist. It comes off as elitist, and not even just him. I think all of the people like giving their commentary on the situation is just like, y'all are really showing that you hate poor people. And it's just like you hate people for something that they did not choose. People don't wake up and just to choose to live at the poverty level or below it, because let's be for real. There is a whole lot of people in this country that live below the poverty level.
Yeah.
So it's just like, yeah, do you know how much food costs? If you as a person people who make even decent living, not even just the people who make six figures, people who make well above the national average are complaining about how much eggs cost. What do you think for people who make $20,000 an entire year and have to survive off that? What do you think that they're going through?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I will say though that like there are obviously some people who abuse the system, whether that's through any government assistance. People abuse it. I get that. But that's not the mass majority of people. So
yeah,
it's just kind of like
any kind of like food stamps fraud that was actually investigated, it resulted out to be 1% of all of the people who receive SNAP benefits that was the level of fraud. 1%.
Yeah, like do
So
people
it's like,
do
really?
it? Sure, but not every person.
Yeah, not every person, especially in this economy. You can't get no stamps if you fucking try.
Hell no.
You can't get none because stuff is so fucking expensive. Ain't nobody got shit to give. That money does not stretch as far as it used to. Like $400 at the grocery store goes nowhere.
Not like how, especially if it's you only get $400 a month. Girl, I'm spending like $160 a week.
Hello? Like the grocery bill is insane. I'm spending so much on groceries, and I do HelloFresh, and the supplemental things that I need to buy. I'm like, why did I go to the grocery store and it was $120? And I can only this stuff is going to last me a week. I'm going to have to come back next week and spend more.
Yep.
It's really, 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 It's insane. So I'm like, you picking this as the time to condemn people for being poor?
But not only
Really?
that, it's like they already are getting the food stamps. So why do we care?
What they're doing with it? I don't care. I don't
Why does
care
it
what you're
matter?
doing with anything. Wherever you get the money from, I don't care.
I
I don't care
truly
if you
don't. I don't care.
I don't care if you worked for it. I don't give a fuck what you did.
I don't care
What
if you sell the food stamps, because you know why? At least make sure your household has the food that you need, and then you can sell and make it, put the cash in your pocket. Is that illegal? Sure, but I don't personally don't care
Yeah,
because
because
you just want to have some cash in your pocket. Because if
because
you
I
that level of
understand that
poor,
there's more expenses than just food. It, everything has to be paid for, and people need help. People need assistance, and they can't fucking get it. They can't
I do.
fucking get it. And I'm just like, I think that a lot of people, although I've never like myself received food stamps, but I think people don't even understand the process it takes to even get approved for food stamps. Food stamps will approve people and be like, yeah, we'll give you $20. Everybody is not getting, I think the misconception is that people are getting thousands of dollars. They're not.
No, I saw this
People are
girl
not
comment on
getting.
TikTok yesterday and said she gets $23 in food stamps.
Yeah, so it's just like that's nothing. What can I even buy with that? Like
Girl.
I could get milk. Like you could literally probably buy milk and eggs, and that $23 gonna be gone
Mm-hmm.
quickly. You're gonna still be
Yeah,
supplementing your grocery bill. So it's just like, why are we arguing about this? Why is this even a topic of fucking discussion? It does
that's
not
what I'm
matter.
saying.
And on top of that, the from what American citizens pay into those programs, it amounts to like $360 a year.
Mm.
I'm like, per year, get the fuck out of my face. I'm I'm
Like,
I'm not I'm not even tripping about that. Okay, I spend when I look at my paycheck and I see how much money goes to Social Security, I don't receive Social Security. I probably will never receive Social Security. The shit gonna be gone, but
think
I
so?
still have to pay it. And I don't. Yes, not even by means of Cheeto dust taking it away. I just think even if the program remained the way that it was, that
Mhm.
the amount of people who are set to be paid out, we will never receive any money. There's not going to be any money left.
But the money is supposed to keep being replenished, is it not? If
Yeah, but
you
people are living longer.
true,
So it's just like they're gonna still be getting paid, still be getting paid, still be getting paid. Our parents have yet to receive it.
true,
So it's like all of those people, they gotta get paid. They gotta get paid. If people are living to 80, 90 years old, they still getting paid.
true.
It's gonna be like, oh girl. Or they're gonna start reducing the amounts that you're gonna get paid from it.
Yeah, and it's like even with that, well, what the hell am I supposed to do with this?
Exactly. It's like you can't retire in this country. You can't do a whole lot of shit. So I'm just like, I just don't like it. I don't like I don't I hate when people have just like an elitist attitude. It's just like, ugh, you're poor. You shouldn't be able to do these things. Like broke people should never laugh. It just gives that energy all the time. And it's like, why? Let these
Yeah,
people live their fucking life. Let them live their lives with some fucking dignity. Why are you policing what they buy, what they don't fucking buy? It literally does nothing to you.
yeah.
You
But
don't
I
go
do
in the
think
grocery store and
that
be like, oh, all the food stamps people bought everything up. No, just go do what you gotta do.
so in your opinion, now that you know the food stamp people, because that's what they're being called, the food stamp people can't buy snacks at the grocery store. Is that what supposed to
Well,
now
no,
have a
they can still buy it, but what they're trying to say is basically they want to be able to stop doing that. And I
Well,
think
no,
that
that's what I'm saying. If that happens, what does that then do for everybody else? What the price of snacks is going to go up?
no, it's not. People just aren't going to be able to buy food. People are just going to go hungry because in a lot of places, most people who that their primary source of food is junk food is because they live in food deserts. And it's like I have a problem with trying to attack the people rather than attacking the situation.
Mm-hmm.
If you
And
don't
then my
have a grocery store in your area, or the closest grocery store is 13 miles away. If you're in a city, even like areas like in the Bronx, they don't have a lot of grocery stores. So
right,
people literally live in food deserts. They have to go to the corner store and that's where they get their food. So it's like we're attacking the people rather than the situation. Why are there no grocery stores in this area? Why is produce the cost that it is? Why, if you go to a salad bar and weigh the salad, something that's supposed to be healthy, why is it costing $12 for one salad? Those
yo,
are the
I was.
issues that should be being addressed, and they're not. And it's
Mm-hmm.
just like, oh, we're gonna make it poor people's fault, and that is the shit that I don't fucking like. And I'm just like anybody who thinks that way, I'm just like, you're just an elitist.
That's a good point.
Because it's just like, you got to really look at the overall situation. Even when it comes to parents feeding their children, I don't think any parent seeks to feed their kid 100% junk food all the time. Yeah, we give our kids junk food because they're kids.
And honestly, sometimes that's all they will eat. Right now, my kid, all she
Yeah.
want to eat is junk food. I'm talking goldfish, fruit snacks, stuff like that. Like she'll eat rice, but a vegetable not touching her lips.
Yeah, so it's just like they're children. So yeah, you try to have to find balance, but it's not just like people are just like, oh, I only want to survive off junk food. I don't want to eat healthy. I don't want to do these things. It's like this is literally all that's available to them.
Yeah.
And that's fucked up that still in what's supposed to be the richest country, the best country on earth, we have the richest people, the richest man in the fucking world is in the United States, and people don't have
Who's the
fucking
richest
food.
man right now? Jeff Bezos? Elon Musk?
I think he is. I think it's one of those two. But I think it's Musk.
Oh. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I knew he was up there, but I didn't know he was the richest. I thought Jeff Bezos was the richest.
He is. I think he's the richest man in the world.
Wow. Interesting.
So it makes all the bullshit he's doing just even fucking worse. Because it's like,
yep. It's like,
you're the richest person in the fucking world. You're the richest person in the fucking world.
And this is what you're spending your time doing?
Like, it's just insane. But
yeah, it's just greed.
Like, it's greed, and I think that there are bigger issues that need to be addressed rather than condemning people for financial situations that I guarantee you, if people had the choice, they would not do that. I don't think anybody's like, yeah, I just want to live an impoverished life for the rest of my life. And unfortunately, in this country, that's the reality for a lot of people. There could only be a top 1% because you're making everybody else significantly poor. And we can't take the top 1% to the top half without then creating even poorer people.
Which is so fucked up. I'm like, it's
all greed, really, is what it boils down to. It's greed, and it's elitism, it's classism, it's racism, it's everything. And I just can't fuck with that. So when I read Adam Housley's statement, I was just like, yuck.
Like I said, my biggest thing was just like, why do you care?
In proximity, because why are you married to him? Like, yuck. It gives that you feel the exact same way. That's what it gives. It gives that you feel the same way, and that's really fucking unfortunate.
And it's like, I'm not even necessarily saying, oh, come and like speak up against your husband, but I even feel like
you wouldn't have even posted that shit.
Yeah.
Are you out your motherfucking mind?
Like, I feel like even for you to be a woman of color and to be married to a white man, and he feels comfortable saying things like that in general, but specifically publicly, that tells me all I need to know about you as a woman, as a woman of color, as a wife. Like, that man clearly don't respect you because
it gives like, I'm not black, I'm OJ. That's what it gives. That's what that kind of behavior gives to me.
Yeah.
And it's just like, no, you may feel like you above this shit right now, but your time will come, my dear.
Because my thing is, so you mean to tell me that nobody in your family or nobody that you know has ever struggled and was on food stamps or government assistance? Because before you and your sister was famous, your parents had hella kids, and I don't know what they did for a living, but I'm confused. Like, there was never a struggle there ever in your life?
You know, people don't ever want to address that. Or it'd be one of those situations like, you don't know how your parents was making it happen.
Right. Maybe.
Because, bitch, some assistance probably was had.
From somewhere.
And it's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing fucking wrong with that at all. But yeah, so that was that. In other lighter news, well, where should I even start? Do you have a random question for me?
Sure.
I've actually been very, very much enjoying these random ass questions.
Okay. Let me look at my list. Look at my list.
And I just know you be replenishing these lists all the time.
I do, like random times of the day. Sometimes I'll just call you. I'm like, what you think about? Anyway. Okay, so this one for this episode, this could be something very lighthearted and easy. If your life right now had a tagline, what would it be? And when I thought about this, I wrote down like 2 that I think would work, but you go first.
If my life had a tagline right now,
Mm-hmm.
are you well? Like, that's That I say that shit all fucking day, and I use it in a multitude of ways. Like if somebody just does something that is just like stupid as hell, I just are you well? Like why are you doing that?
Mine's is
Like,
is you cool? Ho, is you cool?
is you cool? Like that is my version of "ho, is you cool?" Because I can say, "Are you well?" a multitude of ways. I can be like, "Are you well?" As in, have you lost your motherfucking mind?
Yep.
I can say it to my kid without having to be like, "Have you lost your goddamn mind? Are you well? Are you okay? What's going on here?"
It's unwell. I wrote
Unfucking
down.
well.
It's funny. I wrote down, "Is you cool?" I also I put down filled with sarcasm and song lyrics. That's me.
That's all I got. I have nothing. Nothing.
I have nothing but sarcasm, memes, and song lyrics. That's all I got. Like,
listen, I made a joke yesterday, and I was very upset that the person I was talking to, it went over their head when I first said it. They were so confused.
Tell me, what was the joke?
The context was like something about just like being happy. Like, oh, I just want everybody to be happy, blah, blah, blah. And I said, so did Mary J. Blige, but we see she didn't get that. And the joke, it was just like crickets. And I'm like, that was a good fucking joke.
Oh my God.
And it just went way over. I was like, oh my God, never mind. And then eventually it was like, wait, what does that mean? I said, and I was just like, you know what? Just think about it. And then it was like, oh, I was like, yeah, duh.
Like, how did you not get that?
Filled with sarcasm, song lyrics, and jokes.
Literally.
That's all I fucking have. I have nothing else to give. Just
and memes. We got memes too.
Just jokes.
Because literally, if I had to have a conversation of just like pop culture memes, I could.
Yes.
Like
I could
straight
send
text
you
thread, like
a thread with nothing but memes, and there will be a whole conversation being had.
Literally, not one word spoken.
Meme
just
is
images, just gifs. Or you idiots out there, I'm sorry, not idiots, but you people out there that call it GIFs, pissing me off.
A jiffy.
I thought it was GIF.
I say GIF. Giphy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I thought it was Giphy. GIF.
GIF gives peanut butter.
Like GIF, J. No, it's G.
GIF gives peanut butter. That's what I think of for peanut butter. So
yeah. So yeah, that was my random little lighthearted question of the day.
Cute.
Of the episode.
Okay. So we both be heavy in the TikTok streets. And
do.
Although it has been a very slow news week, like pop culture news, the Storytimes have been holding us over.
Oh, the algorithm has been algorithming. We getting all the
parts. Baby, we're back. The algorithm is sending me the things that I want to see. It's sending me the bullshit, the shenanigans, the jokes. It's sending me all the things that I need to see to combat all the news that it's sending me. Because I be needing some relief, some comedic relief. And the story times that we have witnessed this week have been so layered, but sometimes layered in a way that I'm like, I cannot believe that you got on the internet and said this out loud. Some of it'd be like, I think that people think in their mind when they're telling the story, like they're trying to make the person that they're talking about look bad. But you look so fucking dumb while you're telling this story.
So dumb right now.
Yes, and I'm just like,
the fuck?
You couldn't pay me. There's not enough fucking money. You couldn't pay me. You couldn't torture me. Nothing to give some of the information that these people be giving out.
Absolutely no.
Like the girl,
shit, you really just gotta take your shit to the grave.
Take that shit to the fucking grave. Like the girl who was like telling the story how she flew to meet this guy and she was all on him, and then I said when she said she flew to Atlanta, I said, oh baby, you should have stayed your ass home. Stay your ass home. So she was like, then he was giving her issues like, oh, I had my kid that weekend, even though he told her to come. And then she was just like, he didn't want to pay for the hotel. And he was like, she was like, I mean, you scam. So $300 should be nothing to you. Like I've dealt with niggas with money before. And it was like, baby, you sought him out.
Literally.
You fell for the scam. You did.
Literally. Now let's backtrack a little bit. For those who don't know TikTok story times, right? What had happened was this 31-year-old woman with three children.
This matters, okay? It matters.
31-year-old woman with 3 children, right? He was talking to a YN. You don't know what YN means? A young nigga. Young niggas are anybody from between the age of 18 and 25. That's a young nigga, okay? She was talking to a YN on the internet, right? On Instagram. He responded to her story and was like, says some young nigga shit like
You've been trying to get at her.
Yeah, when I'm gonna have you or some shit like that.
Yeah, like I gotta have you when we gonna exchange numbers.
Yeah. Whatever. And she was like, oh yeah, whatever, here's my number, whatever. And then they get to talking. She like, where you at? Blah blah blah. He like, oh, I'm in Atlanta. Let me know when you like, they're talking back and forth or whatever. And then it gets to the point where he's like, yeah, let me know when you in Atlanta. Fast forward, this books a ticket for Valentine's Day. It says booked it. Okay, he was down with it. But by that time, they just been talking and texting, flirting on, the socials. They ain't really FaceTime or nothing yet, blah, blah. So they finally FaceTime each other and the vibes was like cool. But the dude, he said that, the girl uses so much filters and Facetune. Like she still was pretty, but she definitely looked different than what she looked like on her pictures. He was like, she was still cute, but it definitely gave catfish a little bit. And I do want to circle back to that, talking about, I sent you this post on TikTok. It's in your inbox. And I do think that the feature, like before, the topic of discussion was like colorism, light skin versus dark skin, all these different things. But now featurism is a topic. So we'll circle back to that in a minute. Because this girl, she's not ugly with or without the filters, and she's not ugly with the filters. She's beautiful either way.
Yes, she is gorgeous. So yes. I didn't understand.
Yeah. But I will say how I can understand when you're seeing somebody for the first time without the Instagram filters and the overdrawn lips. It could be like, you're still cute, but like, that ain't the same.
That's not a girl. That's not who I be talking to.
So anyways, she books the trip, whatever. He never once said, oh, I'm gonna reimburse you for your flight, her Spirit flight, nothing. She books it, whatever. Then it gets down to talking about hotels because it's Valentine's Day weekend and it's in Atlanta. They couldn't get no hotels. This, I guess, maybe last minute or whatever the case may be. She finally found a hotel.
She said she was on the plane.
Yes, she's on the plane and she tells him
at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, this is how much the flight. Oh, before that, he tells her, yeah, we might need to reschedule because I got my daughter, which later we find out was a lie. But he's like, I got my daughter. I may or may not be able to find a sitter, but we could reschedule. Do am. And she's like, oh no, it's cool. Like, I'll get a hotel because she was going to go to his house. So she's like, yeah, I'll get a hotel and we could just like meet up there, whatever. Sis was trying to get her back blown in. I feel you. It's Valentine's Day.
That's what he
I get it.
Like,
I get it. You a freaky frog. I get it, sister. It's not a problem. It is, but like, whatever. Okay, so he's on the plane. She finally finds a hotel and he's like, oh, I didn't say nothing about reimbursing you for no hotel. I'm not staying at the hotel with you. I'm going to come pull up on you, but I'm not staying at no hotel with you. You're a stranger. I feel like if you a young nigga and you out in the streets and you're doing this, doing that, I wouldn't trust no girl that I don't know either to be staying at a hotel with you. You might try to set me up and get me robbed.
Exactly. Like, bitch, I'm gonna come drop this dick off and I'm gonna leave.
Yeah. So that was his plan. But then when she started kirking out on him, like, oh, you're not really living a life you said you was living. You're a broke bitch. Like, you're broke. You're this, you're that, blah, blah, blah. I just feel like you cap, da, da, da. So he just kind of like ghosted her after that. She gets to Atlanta and then, some more text messages are exchanged. And she's like, oh, I changed my mind. I actually do want to meet you. This nigga's ghosting her. Like, he's just like, yeah, no, like, she's ghosting her. This girl is at her hotel sending him picture. He's like, send me a picture. And she doesn't send him a picture. She said, this is all you need to see. And it was throat spray and those Listerine strips. And he said, what, you got a sore throat? You fucking with a young nigga that don't even know, fucking with a young nigga who don't even know what that means? That's so high school. That's how I know she's our age, because I remember at high school, girls was like, yeah, I got throat spray. Do you bitches not know you put throat spray and then you immediately go to slurp? The peen is going to be lean. Okay? It's going to be, that thing ain't getting up. It's going to be numb, just like your throat, you dummy. Like, are you stupid? Rookies. Anyway.
You have a sore throat? It's some
young nigga shit. You got a sore throat? Like, what?
Like, the way if I received a message like that, I would have just like balled up. It's like, I'm like,
damn.
Yeah. And it's one of those things where you say something like, everybody has sent a risky text and it's like, ooh, what's the response gonna be? And then you get a response like that. You like, motherfucker, what?
Like, you trying to pull out all the tricks for this nigga to come see you at this hotel. And he's like,
yeah, you trying to pull rabbits out of hats.
Fucking, You scaring me, bitch. He's scared of this pussy.
Literally.
He's scared.
Like, at this point, she is putting this shit on a silver fucking platter. Like, can't make it fucking no easier.
Yeah, she was very, like, you know, thirsty, thirst bucket, thirst mamas, thirsty, press. Anyway, long story short, she does not see him when she's in Atlanta's, and she gets back and she does a story time. The nigga comes back, he says, "Oh, we doing story times? Bitch, let's tell the full story." So then he exposes their actual messages. Exposes their actual messages, and then everybody's just like, "Yo, girl, you are one too old to be chasing after a young man with some throat spray, offering to eat his booty hole." I forgot to tell you that part. She said, she asked him if you ever had your ass eaten. And that's when he was like, "Yeah, no, she a freaky frog. I can't. Like, I'm afraid."
She thought she was about to
turn him out or something.
Oh, she came prepared.
Yeah. But then fast forward, she's like, "Oh, he's lying, blah, blah, blah." Now, mind you, both parties did have some lies in it. Both parties was lying. Not lying, but like, you know, withholding things, which is whatever. That's what people do. But what he was lying about,
them look super bad.
Exactly. But I feel like what he was lying about was the fact that there was another girl in the picture. And he actually had a girl, he flew out, paid for her to come, and they was out and about in Atlanta all weekend, him and this other girl. And that's what he lied about. He didn't lie about, you know, anything else. You, my dear, regardless, still look ridiculous because you are crashing out and flying out and doing all this stuff, flying yourself out to meet a young nigga.
There. Now, granted, I have never been flew out a day in my life. But what I do fucking know is if you want me to come somewhere, I'm not fucking paying for it. I need my shit paid for up fucking front, confirmation sent to me. I need all the shit in my name, but I'm not paying for it.
Yeah. I mean, my thing is like, okay, define flued out. All right, we're not going to get into that. But what I will say is if I'm going somewhere or if I've ever gone somewhere to meet somebody for something, you're paying for gas or
you're paying
for the flight. Reimbursement is being reimbursed. Like no,
this is not work. And I got to submit my expense report. What the fuck? No.
Yeah. Like, what?
I don't even like submitting expense reports at work. Like, if y'all don't pay for this shit up front.
What are we talking about?
Lord, we need that. We need fathers. Every time some shit like this happen, and I just, like, I don't even be looking at the men per se, but we need fathers across the board.
I don't even know.
Because the shit that people be doing, the shit that people be falling for, be fiending over, I be like, there's no way.
Some of these bitches do have fathers, though. That's the thing.
What kind of father? Because no dad I know is gonna be like, yeah, that's okay. Like, at least,
I mean, but let's be realistic. And when we were dating in our younger years, we definitely did things that we know damn well. If our fathers
everybody does shit that is just like, girl, why are you doing that? But there are some fundamental things that it's like, absolutely.
Yeah, but I think that's more so about self-esteem.
True.
You don't think so? I think it's more so about self-esteem and self-worth. I just feel like...
But I feel like you learn that from...
home, yeah.
You learn that from home. And that's why I'm just like, no, we need fathers. Because I wholeheartedly feel like there's certain things that even as a woman, a man could teach you that a woman never will be able to.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Whether they teach you on purpose or indirectly.
Yes, like there's certain things that you will just never get from a woman. Like you could only get those things from a man. And I feel like sometimes when it comes to how a man is treating you, you naturally follow what you've been given. Or kind of like what you've seen. So if you've seen your mom be consistently mistreated by men, you're going to accept certain behaviors because this is all that you know. Rather, like if you have, like, I'll even use like my dad. So me and my dad used to take me out on dates all the time. Like my dad always took me to my appointments to get my braces done. So like at least once a month or like every 6 weeks. He would take me to my appointment. We go to lunch. We go to a movie, like something that was just me and him. So as I got older and I actually started dealing with people now, like dealing with people seriously and realizing like, girl, you know fucking better. There's a difference between just doing the complete opposite just because and knowing better and making a different decision.
It's like, I know better.
I know better.
I'm doing it for the plot. I mean, you know.
Like I'm doing it for the plot right now, but in my spirit, I know that I was better than this. I know better.
Yeah.
My dad, my parents would be like, bitch, are you well?
Literally.
Like,
have you lost your goddamn marbles?
Yes. And my parents have had those conversations with me, like, girl, have you lost your motherfucking mind?
Mm-hmm.
And I just like, you know what? I do know better. Let me start over. Let me get my shit together. Let me act like I've been somewhere. So so it's just like you act like what you're treated as. So when I really started dating people with the intention of like, I'm not no regular bitch off the street. You ain't finna treat me like that. You're not finna talk to me like that. Nothing. I got self-respect. There becomes like a standard that is just like, no, if you don't meet that, I don't want it.
Yeah.
And I feel like that comes from the relationship with your father.
I agree.
Seeing like how my mom and my dad's relationship is, it's like not necessarily that I seek to emulate it, but it's certain things like when it comes to respect, I'm not gonna take no disrespect from nobody.
That's just the standard.
It's just the standard. It's like, this is the floor, babes.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have to meet this minimum, and then we can go from there. We need fathers.
I do also think that it can work in reverse as well. Like you grew up seeing one thing and you knew that like you didn't like the way it felt to see that or feel that way or witness your mother go through X, Y, and Z. So you decided like, okay, this is not what I'm willing to accept because I saw this. So I do think it can work in both ways, but more often
it definitely can work in both ways. I just think it's the easier decision is to go with what you know. It's very difficult to be the only person to try to do something different because you have no instruction, you have no guide, you just kind of living and you're just making the mistakes and trying to correct things as you go along rather than, okay, at least I have a guide of what to do. I can choose to, do different things or like, I didn't necessarily care for that, but I can change things other than at least you have a baseline of what you're going off of.
Yeah. So with all that, the YN, he did lie about having his daughter for the weekend or whatever. But he lied about that because you went and booked the ticket when he was already making plays with the next girl. He never told you. He said, let me know when you in Atlanta the next time or whatever the case may be. And she's like, well, I don't just be in Atlanta like that. So she books a ticket. She books a flight. She books a stay. And sister,
and you
that's
booked
on
a
you.
stay for Valentine's Day weekend. That was a lot of audacity. That right there was a lot of fucking audacity.
A lot. Hella audacities. Like, I don't know. I just don't think I've ever been that thirsty or I don't know. I've just never been that bold or direct with the man, whether it was because I was taking him serious or not. Like, no, I just feel like a lot of times when you're just talking to people and you don't even know them like that, you just
People
talking.
just be
That's
chatting.
what you're doing. You just be chatting. But when you put action behind the chat, that's when you lose the plot. Because as a woman, you need to wait for that man to put the action behind the chat first. Like, I'm not making no moves until I see your foot out that door. Like,
girl, no.
I'm not getting ready until I see you said I'm on the way. Okay, that's a little bit too far, but you get what I'm saying. Like, why are you overextending yourself in that aspect when he never even really gave you the heads up that like, yes, this is where I'm going with it. Especially when the basis of the conversation was sex. You're linking for sex. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and he wasn't like, oh yeah. He said, I need that. That's what he said to you. I need that.
And you jumped up and down and was responding. That's the shit right there. Like, girl, what? That's how the niggas is getting girls these days. I don't understand.
Like, my stupid ass was like, what you need? Not,
like,
give me your phone number. Like, what you need? I don't know. Yeah. Use your words. What you need? I don't know what you're talking about.
And even when she was explaining like why she was interested in him, I was like, oh, this gives, you thought you was finna like run it up and live large.
Yeah. And can we also talk about that? Like, a lot of these girls that be getting, in these situations with these scammers or rappers or young athletes and all this and all that, it's like, y'all are thirsty and money hungry. You look at these young niggas as a lick, and then when you become the lick, it's a problem. You should have sat your old fucking millennial thirsty ass up. We not even in the same generation, sis. You thought you was going to take that little nigga for a ride, and he took your ass to Six Flags. Stop playing. Y'all play too much.
You know who is the current victim of that? Aisha, whatever the hell her name is.
Oh, Lil Baby's first baby mama?
Yes.
Yeah.
She is now the class dummy. Class dummy.
Class clown.
Because you thought that you was going, hit a lick with a 20, what? Anthony Edwards is 22, 23. You thought that you 38, you thought that you was gonna go spin that little boy around and get you a nice little check, and you got bitch, go get an abortion. And not even the money for the abortion. It was just, yeah, go ahead, handle that. I don't want nothing to do with that. I don't want to be involved. I don't care. Get away. And it was just like, it was one of those things where like exposing people just makes
gone wrong. Yeah,
it just makes
exposing people
you look fucking stupid.
Especially when you're the adult in the situation. I'm sorry.
Yes, like, even in that situation, I'm like, I don't care what the fuck them text messages say. You are no better than Drea. That shit was disgusting when we found out about her and that 20 however year old. And bitch, you're disgusting as well. Because not only is this not your first time doing this, this is your second time. So this is what you do. This is not an innocent mistake. Oh, I met him and it was just like one thing led to another and I was pregnant. Like you're 38. You're rounded up. You're 40 years old.
Because if we do the mathematics, right? Lil Baby is 30. So you was 8 years older than him when y'all had a kid together. But at that time he wasn't Little Baby, but he was a millionaire. He was getting money. He was doing what he was doing. We all know the story. Mm-hmm. So you saw a young hood rich nigga and you said, oh yeah, let me fuck with that because that's going to be a come up for me.
You was trying to hit a lick.
Yeah, it's the same type of situation. I agree. But I feel like whether Drea or even Brittany Renner, because I put them more so in the same category, whether they were trying to hit a lick or not, it wasn't as direct because at the very least, they're in relationships. Well, they were in relationships with these men. They're living together and building a life together and boom, they're pregnant. Now, whether that was a lick or not, that's more so of the long game. Whereas this bitch, Aisha, is just fucking with somebody that you're not in a relationship with raw, okay? That you're not in a relationship with, that you don't know like that.
In a relationship with someone else. Because when he was on the Starting Five show on Netflix, he had just had his first baby. Yeah. And that girl is older than him too. I said,
yeah. So it's like, you not even in a relationship or in a dating or talking face with this nigga. Y'all just was
getting fucked.
And you think that he's going to sit here and be like, oh yeah, I'm going to take care of you? No.
Like, oh yeah, I want you to have this baby. I want this. When this ain't and it's also not his first time. This ain't his first rodeo of being like, it being exposed about him just getting a bunch of random girls pregnant.
And being careless. Exactly.
So like, girl, this ain't new information. You ain't none the wiser. You knew.
Yeah, you knew what this was.
You knew what it was. Sister. You knew what it fucking was.
And it's like, just because, and that's the thing. Little Baby, I'm sure I think they was in a relationship at the time or whatever. But what he did for you and the type of father that he is, that doesn't mean that the next nigga is going to do the same thing.
Nigga is going to do that. Like, lightning did not strike twice for you.
No.
And you should have had a little bit more. You should have had discernment. At 38 years old, even when you was fucking with Little Baby, you was 30 years old. So it's really hard for me to give you a pass. Mm-hmm. I really can't. There's no pass to be given because you too old. You came into this shit too old for this bullshit.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
and it just gives money hungry, and you just want a child support baby. That's what it's giving. You just want a child support baby.
Yep.
And that is truly unfucking fortunate. And it's just like, y'all hoes be making it hard to beat the allegations.
Mm-hmm.
Making it difficult to beat the fucking allegation.
We're not. Never.
I just felt like the whole situation is like, y'all gotta just, what you're fucking doing.
Yeah.
And stand on that. I'm not telling people to, like, if you want to go and trap a nigga trick, may have a nigga trick on you, whichever it is that you want to do, be honest about your shit though.
Yeah, and know what comes with it.
Yeah,
it may not always go in
for the consequences.
Yeah, I don't want to hear the woe is me and I spent my money to go fly out to see him and blah blah blah. He didn't even ask you to do that, sister. He said, "Let me know the next time you in Atlanta." Not, come see me right now. He ain't say that. He ain't say that.
Yeah. It's like you took that as, I'm gonna make myself be in Atlanta.
Yeah. And then on top of that, because people in the comments was like, from the beginning, when he said the whole daughter thing, I wouldn't have believed it either. Because my immediate thought was like, oh, he got a bitch that he taking out for Valentine's Day. And so the girls in the comments were saying that. And in her text messages to him, she was like, I don't even care if you got another bitch around. You could squeeze me in. Excuse me. Excuse me. You freaky old frog.
And
yes, I'm
that's
calling you, and I'm calling you old because we the same age. Like, yes, you're old. You're too old for this behavior.
And that's why it's difficult, because it's just like, you chose this shit. So I don't fucking feel bad for you. But you thought you was gonna come on this internet and gain fucking sympathy, and you didn't. You just exposed yourself for being a true dumbass.
Literally.
And then him putting out the messages just doubled down on that. It did nothing helped you in this situation. You look like the dumbass.
Like, I don't care what he lied about. He's 25. He's 25. He is a quote unquote YN with money. I don't know what you really expected of this young man.
Situation.
Yeah, like, I don't know.
Stupidity.
You boo boo and a fool. I don't know what to say.
Fucking pitity. And I don't feel bad.
But no, not at all. Before we move on to whatever other topic that you had, I wanted to circle back about the whole featurism thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, colorism has always been a topic, amongst the Black community, pop culture, and all that stuff. But featurism is now a topic. I just wanted to get your thoughts and opinions on it. I feel like for me, a lot of people, I think, forget what like regular features are, because not everybody, but more often or not, you will run into a girl who has had some type of work done, whether that's filler, lip filler, cheek filler, some type of enhancement.
Enhancement to their face. Yeah.
It's not as uncommon as it used to be. So I think even with like the different Instagram filters, Snapchat filters, whatever filters, a lot of times, or even just like Facetune and like editing your pictures, right? It's like a lot of times people don't really know what people actually look like, because of all these different things. And before it was just like, oh, she wearing all that makeup, she's a catfish. It's like the makeup, you could still see what somebody look like with makeup on. It's all the other stuff when you're changing your features and all that. And I think even some people just take it too far, because like I always say, I'm not against people getting work done. It's just sometimes you just go too far.
It's like you should still look like yourself. Now, when you pop up and it's like, whoa, you don't even look like the same person anymore. That's where it kind of gets like you went overboard. You went from like just enhancing your natural features to completely looking like a different person.
And I feel like not everyone, but a lot of times when people are getting this work done, they're going for this certain look, like the baby doll, the Barbie doll, the blow up doll, that type of look, like the over exaggeration of the lips. I have naturally big lips, and I always tell Tori that like my bottom lip is way bigger than my top lip. So I would see myself getting like a little one, little two, just to kind of like even it out and make it look, yeah. So I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. But when your lips literally, this girl, I saw a video of her. I'm gonna find it.
My lips have a BBL. I don't know how they got a BBL. I don't know what happened from March 2022 when I got my lips done until now, but they got a BBL, baby. It's giving BBL lips.
Look at her lip.
Oh, I'm shaking. I'm scared to post this. But like, look, like I don't even like smiling for real because,
yeah. Like now people got the wisdom tooth booty and now they got the wisdom tooth lips. Jesus.
Like why? How did we get here?
We get there because one, I think people don't understand that filler migrates.
Mm-hmm.
Filler, you cannot contain it to one area. That's not how it works. That's not what the solution is made of. It's going to move. So people will get it done. And then as it starts shifting over time, they go and get more done, go and get more done. And then now it's pooling in a different area. And you just look crazy. That's why people who get face filler and they continuously like refill when they be looking like handsome Squidward is because the filler is migrating. It'll look good temporarily and then it moves.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're trying to fill in to try to fix it. Y'all be doing too much.
Too much.
Too fucking much. It's like you don't need all of that.
I feel like a lot of times people forget what real features
regular people look like.
Yeah. And so I think that's why now featurism is an issue, because even with Black women, like some of us are going too far too, with not just the BBLs, but all the stuff that people are doing to their face. And like some stuff it does, like you get it enhanced and it looks better, but like at what point is too much, and what does that do to like society? Because even think about it, if I go get all this surgery on my face and on my body right now, I have a daughter, then she's gonna be looking like, well, mom, why I don't have
You
the
did it.
perfect
Why
face
I
and
can't do it?
body? Yeah, and like why I don't look like you. Oh, you had surgery? Well, I want to go get that surgery too. Like,
Yeah. It's definitely like a trickle down effect. And I think that yes, colorism still exists, but I think it's in the beauty space. Like other ethnicities kind of are following Black women. It's like y'all tend to look like us. You're trying to make yourself look darker. So this no longer is becoming a colorism thing, because it's like even the whitest of white are trying to make themselves look darker. So now that has moved on, we've moved on to something else. Like, oh, now we're trying to chase different features. It's like, okay, I'm comfortable being Black, or I'm comfortable being a dark-skinned woman, light-skinned woman, whatever, but now I want to change my features.
Yeah.
So it's
And
like,
even
whereas
with
for the
that,
longest time, it was kind of like, oh, love your skin color, love your skin color, love your skin color. Okay, now people finally do. Now we've moved on to something else. And it's just like, I just think it's just a rat race. It's like, you'll change one thing, now we're going to change the beauty standard again, and now you need to look like this. You can
and
be
I
dark
feel
skin,
like,
but your features got to look like this
yeah,
for it to be
and
accepted.
that's the thing.
And
It's like
people are chasing that.
the big lips is cool, but you got to get an ethnic nose job. You got to get your
Yeah, it's like,
eyelids a little bit more squinty and pull back a little bit. You got to get a brow bone lift. Like, you know what I mean? The big lips, you can keep the big lips, but you can't keep that big nose. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what?
yeah. So it's just like when people are enhancing their pictures and they see celebrities, they see all of these people who have had work done, they're like, oh, well, I'm just going to go and do that. It's beyond the means of contour. But even with that, if it's one of those things where you cannot leave your house without contouring your entire face, that's a problem. If you can't post a picture without a filter or heavily editing the way your body looks, the way your face looks, that's a problem. And it's just like, it's one of those things that the goalpost is consistently, I feel like, moved. And I feel like as Black women, we do share some of the blame in that. It's not just like, oh, it's they. It's us as well.
Yeah. And don't get
Because
me wrong.
if you didn't change it and just be like, I feel like if you don't conform and you kind of buck the system, be like, bitch, I'm not doing that. It wouldn't even be a thing.
I don't even think there's anything wrong with like editing pictures and stuff like that. Because I mean, a picture is a picture. It's going to be on the internet forever. Yeah, if you want to post it, you want it to look a certain way. There's nothing wrong with that. But you should not look unrecognizable in real life.
Yeah, it shouldn't look unrecognizable. I shouldn't be able to tell that the mirror is now curved. Like,
oh my God, I hate a bad body edit.
Like, it's just, I hate the body edits in general. Like, why are you doing that? Now, it's one thing to like edit something and make like your skin tone even, because I am a bruised bitch. Let me tell you, I will bump up against something and have a fucking bruise on my leg 24/7. So if I post a picture, I will probably try to, and I notice it, I would edit it out, the picture, because it's a bruise. Like, I just want to take that bruise off. But I'm not making my legs look skinnier or making them look longer or making my hips look wider. Because you're going to see, if you see me in person, this is what I look like. And I be feeling like,
I think even with that, it's like, how about like learn how to pose, learn how to take a picture, because that helps too. I don't really have hips like that, but I know how to make it look like I have hips in a picture. Like, you know what I mean? Because with certain outfits, you gotta, it just calls for the outfit, you know?
Yeah, need a little hip action, but if you ain't got it, that's fine.
Yeah. Just learn poses that work for you and your body type, just how certain outfits, find the right outfits for your body type. That's gonna make you feel confident, so that when you do take that picture and you see your pictures, you're not gonna want to edit everything about the picture. You're not want to give yourself a Facetune BBL. Like,
yeah, it's like the goalpost is always being moved. It's like we can never just be. And I really want women in general to just learn to just be. It's fine. And that's not to say you can't, that I'm not like a surgery hater. I don't really care. Now when we get into the point where it's like, now you look scary. Ooh.
yeah.
I don't think that shit looks good. But some people, they love it. And it's not to say that I wouldn't get surgery. But I kind of look at it like, for me, when it comes to, if I've, things that I've thought about doing, it's like, okay, can I fix this naturally? If this is a means of, because I don't have discipline to stop eating everything in sight, that's a discipline issue. If I get surgery, I'm still going to be in the same boat.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Just because you get the surgery is a jump start to what you're going to have to do to maintain that said body
Maintain
that you
it.
now,
Yeah, so that's why when I look at it, I'm like, okay, these are things that I can change, do on my own, and I don't have to get surgery for this. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I personally would not get a BBL. One, because it's way too high risk of a surgery to me.
Yeah.
I don't even accept the level of risk that comes with it. But
Yeah.
also, it's just like, I know that and I've seen proof of even just me doing it. If I'm consistently in the gym, I could build an ass. Now,
Yeah,
granted,
but
I don't want like a muscle booty, but I know that
right.
I could make my body look the way that I would want. Certain things, like I got a short ass torso. If I could just add 2 extra inches to my torso, perfect. Because sometimes I'd be feeling a little compressed, but it's nothing that I could do about that, and I'm fine with the fact that I can't do nothing about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
But
not
that's
like, oh,
also
I gotta go and, try to take out a rib and do all these outlandish things. It's like, that shit really don't matter at the end of the fucking day. Everything else I can work out, and I can either work out or it's a self-esteem thing. And baby, I'm gonna go sit on that lady's couch and figure out why I can't accept
But
this.
I think all of this is more so self-esteem, because sure, there are things about my body per se or different features that I'm not always so confident in, but it doesn't stop me from being overall confident. For some people, they don't have that confidence in themselves or in their appearance. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I do understand those people who do get work done and it boosts their confidence. And I think that's fine. I just don't get carried away with it.
true. Yeah. Can we just love ourselves? And also, like, I would always say, like, do some of the back end work, like the whatever work is required for you to maintain that surgery. I think that you should do that consistently for at least a full year before you get the surgery, because then that way you'll know, okay, now you can see, okay, what my body looks like afterwards. Like, if you don't work out and then you start working out, your body's going to change rapidly. But after that first year, you might be like, oh, actually, I like the way that this fucking looks, so I don't need to get the surgery.
Yeah.
Or you may be like, okay, I've worked out and I still can't get whatever results that I ideally want. Then you can say, okay, I can do that, because at least you have a year of consistency of what the maintenance is going to be. So it's not foreign to you. It's not unnatural. You can get the procedure and then continue your body, continue to care for your body.
Yeah, and a
And
good
I think a
example
good
of that,
example of that is Aaliyah's face.
But also Glorilla. Like, she got her boobs done, but she got in the gym and she got her overall body to, what she wants it to look like, opposed to going to get a BBL or going to get this or going to get that. But
Yeah, and I'm sure people in the industry told her that she needed to get a BBL.
Mm-hmm. And she didn't. And Aaliyah's face, she did get her BBL and different work done, but she didn't go overboard, number one. And number two, she's been maintaining it through how she eats and how she works out. It's like, it definitely is a level of discipline. Like, even with myself, like, I just went to the gym for the first time yesterday in like a couple months. Why? Because I'm not disciplined. I literally hate going to the gym. I love the result. I hate going. I just do. And that's just the truth. So for me, I will go through stints of where I'm going to the gym 3 days a week or doing this, doing that for months at a time. But the minute I fall off, it's hard for me to get back on because I don't want to do it to begin with. I don't want to be here.
Yeah, like, I want to go home. I want some chips.
Like, I want chips, ice cream. I want everything. Okay.
Like, I need some sushi. I need things. This ain't it.
Yes.
These dumbbells, I'm sick of it.
But my thing is, I never let it get too out of control, because once my clothes start to feel a little weird, I be like,
once I gotta go up in size, I said, now, whoa, bitch, you
sit your fat ass down. Sit your hungry hippo ass down. Calm it down.
Help the snack out. I'll be like, yeah, stay your ass out the snack out. I don't want to see a single fucking snack.
Yeah,
keep it out.
But it's like, I know that about myself, but I also am someone who likes to be thicker to begin with. Like, I've gotten smaller below what my target weight goal has ever been in life, and I didn't like it. Like, I did not like it. I've told that numerous times. Like, after pregnancy and I dropped all that weight, I thought I looked like a crackhead. I was stressed. I did not like it. The breastfeeding, the baby, everybody draining me. I did not like how I looked. So Yeah, I feel like for me, where I'm at right now, the most that I would want to lose is 10 pounds. That's it. And most of the weight, it always goes to my face. Goes to my
Yeah,
face.
right.
Girl, we always got lash problems. Look.
Like, just stick, ho.
My but yeah, the weight always goes to my face, and I always be telling Troy how I'm gonna get I'm using my gouache stone to get my little turkey neck. But it's really not that bad. It's just a little bit. It don't make me be up at night. I'm still a bad bitch. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I'm saying for you bitches. Like, we all get insecurities and things we don't like, but find the bad bitch within that, you know? I used this eyeshadow palette today from Fenty. It's the Fenty Beauty 3. And I bought it yesterday when I went to Sephora. It was 50% off, originally $30. Got it for $15. Love that for me. But yeah, I like the eye. It's very like soft, but something going on. I don't know if y'all can really even see it, but it's cute.
Like, I can see it.
Yeah, okay. It's cute. Love that. Just had to show you guys that.
I lost my lip brush, so I gotta like
mix it in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, my lips at the bottom is giving BBL bust too. No, sir. I told you my bottom lip is so big. That's genetic though. My mom got a big bottom lip too. But that's why, you know, when next time I get pregnant, I'm telling y'all, like, the pregnant lips are my favorite lips. I love pregnancy lips. My nose get a little Princess Fiona-ish, but that's cool. The lips balance it out. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck about the nose. Them lips, that's tea. Pregnancy lips, that's what made me want to get lip filler.
Pregnancy boobs is the best.
Yeah. Pregnancy boobs, even the breastfeeding boobs. I'm like, a bitch ain't never had to wear a bra. Them shits was just
huge and sitting up, like, hello.
Right on top of the chest. As soon as I started breastfeeding, they said, I said, oh my God.
And I told you, the thing,
yes.
Like, being that our kids are what?
4 years apart.
4 years apart?
Yeah.
Our kids are 4 years apart. As Sierra is uncovering all the things that I told her 6 years ago now, I told her, I was like, yeah, after breastfeeding, I was like, oh my God, I hate my boobs. She was like, are you sure? I'm like, yes, bitch, I'm sure.
Because Trey's boobs always look great though. Like, even like they're a little bit smaller now, but they still look great. Like, you know, my boobs are just
telling you, it's huge. Like a popped balloon. It's like all the volume went to the bottom. And it's like, well, what happened to the top?
There's nothing at the top. Literally, my chest is flat as fuck at the top. I've never experienced this in my life until like literally a couple months after breastfeeding. Flat as shit at the top, and the bottom is just, y'all see that weight?
Like, just heavy.
The titties is still titties, but them titties is heavy. I cannot. Heavy. Oh my God. I've been saying it all my life. Like, my back hurts. I'm going to the doctors. After I finish having all my little chitlins, I'm going to say I need a breast reduction and a lift.
No, you got to start doing it now. You got to start getting it in your medical chart that, hey, I've been complaining about this for years.
Bitch, I got the scars to prove it. I got scoliosis.
Yeah,
what more do y'all need?
You got to start sprinkling the complaints in. So, because that's when, to get your insurance to pay for it, you got to start sprinkling the complaints. Like, no, this is a medical issue.
Yeah,
I've been having these issues for years.
All my life I had to fight with these titties. I don't hate them though.
Fight with lashes.
Girl,
it's like, I don't hate the size. It's just like, can we put the air back in the top?
Yes.
That's it. Put the air back in the top.
Balloons. That's all. And lift them up a little bit.
And that's all. And then we'll be
in a game.
Perfection.
Yeah. Everything else, I could live the rest of my life without having hips. I don't give a damn.
Yeah, like, bitch, I ain't had hips all this fucking time. So
exactly, I ain't never had them childbearing hips, but I bared the child.
But yeah, it's like, I really want people to not be concerned about the shit. And I swear, every time I see somebody be changing the hell out of their features, it be the most gorgeous fucking people. When you see what they actually look like, you be like, even that girl, I don't know what her name was, but I'm like, bitch, you are so fucking pretty.
Literally, so pretty.
Like, chef's kiss.
Yeah. Like,
from skin tone, facial features, everything. I'm like, bitch, you eat.
Yes.
What do we, like, why are we editing this?
Yeah, we don't need to edit
Maybe that's
this.
the thing. Maybe we got to give people more compliments. Like, no, bitch, you ate that up.
Yeah, because I also think like we can't negate the fact that like when we was growing up, it was not like, oh my God, dark skinned girls are so pretty. That was never like the thing. So now that she is an adult, I could see like, yeah, I got the money, I got this, I got that. I'm about to go do this, that, and the third to my features and my body, and I'm gonna use these edits because of X, Y, and Z. So I do agree that like, yes, things have changed, but like a lot of those different things that were rooted in us from childhood, it shows up in your adulthood too. So yes, let's give more Black women compliments. Okay, it is still Black History Month. It is what is about to be Women's History Month. So Black Women's Black History Month. Yeah, let's give all the Black girls compliments so that we can all lift our self-esteem, so that we are not flying ourselves out to go meet young niggas
who got a whole nother bitch
and a kid. And also, he's from Chicago. That should tell you everything you need to know. He's not even from Atlanta. He's from Chicago. Accent and all.
Oh, that's the Atlanta special. It's mad. It's mad people from Chicago here. Like,
yeah. And y'all know Chicago, that's my second favorite accent. Chicago. It is.
But yeah.
Anyway,
well, yeah, we're already dressed. And I was like, oh, I don't know if I got enough topics to cover for today, but
you know, once we get to chatting, you're gonna have to shut us up. Y'all gonna take the mics away. Because please, we got things to talk about. We could find some shit to talk about. In our average day to day, we could be on the phone for 2 hours. Don't ask me what we talked about, but we was talking. So yeah.
Actually longer. Like sometimes I've looked at my call log, I'm like, wow. When like we don't talk every single day for long periods of time. Like at some point in the day we do talk to each other and they're like, okay, real quick, I have to get this off my chest in 20 minutes and I have to go. Like I really gotta go. I don't have time to talk to you right now. I gotta say these things right now. So then after we do that, it's like, okay, got that out. But the days where we be chatting, we could be on the phone for 6 fucking hours. Like from the second the kid goes to daycare, we've been talking until said child has been picked up from daycare. It's like full day, a full.
And sometimes it be on and off. I'm like, oh, my mama calling, I'll call you back.
I'll call you back. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we having shit to say. I don't know. Or sometimes you just need some company. Like I literally yesterday cleaned my whole apartment and mopped the floors.
Be bored. I need somebody to go. Like I need some company.
You got to get this shit off my chest, you know?
So yeah. So sometimes I just need just to have you there. That's all.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, this was another one. I'll save these other topics for the next week's episode.
Bye.
Bye.